Pretty. Come on.
Hello, welcome to another episode of
Hey,
Two Canadian Boys, the Canadian Bros podcast, and I am Strong Boy.
bro. And I'm Sligo. What are we
Yeah.
talking about today, Chomboy?
First of all, we're going to talk about
Yep.
the size of the
What are we
baits,
talking about?
the size of the baits, and the size of the lures, what we use for walleye, pike, perch, rock bass, and stuff like that, and how deep they are to go, right? And then sometimes depends where you're at, where you go. And every lake is different where you fish at. So you go to a pond like me, Cost Liquid did years back. A little pond. I call it a pond because I can see the whole thing on the back roads, by the way. And we caught rock bass. We're using little jig heads for 1/4 ounce
I
to
think we had
1/8
worms
ounce.
too, eh? Yeah, we had
1/8.
worms too.
Yeah, we had worms too. They bite on the worms, and sometimes they bite on minnows. Depends on the size of the minnow. So,
Yep.
and then for walleyes and that, you go from 2 to 4 inches long bait, jerk bait, crankbaits, spoons, whatever, right? And then for the depends on where you're going, right? River fishing, lake fishing, pond fishing, right? Depends on the current. Bigger weights on the jigs. And
Well,
I fish.
that,
I fish.
and then if you're in the river, you need the bigger weights to go down,
Yes, and then I'm using
right?
a half inch for the current because it's so strong, right? You go down deeper, but and you can use lead, but most people prefer lately now. It's more expensive. It's tungsten weight.
Yeah.
You can go from 3/8, 5/8, 1/4, 1/8, half ounce, an ounce, and bigger. Depends on what. If you go to a bigger lake like Erie for walleye fishing down south, and yeah, they're deeper, so you need a bigger weights. Minnows, and then
Well, it
for
depends
light,
how fast you want to get your bait down there.
yes, that too. So, and another thing too, when you fish for the walleyes, you can troll with them with minnow, leeches, worms, and other like plastics like lifelike dew worms, right? You get night crawlers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like real life night crawlers. Northland comes out with a nice one. It's very stretchy. You can stretch it all you want, and it's good for your patrolling on your harnesses. Then you got spoons. Lego like you using for walleyes, but they work on pike too. What you're using for
Well, I
walleye fishing,
use the spoons more for pike.
yeah, you use the fiber diamonds, but
You know what I mean?
yeah,
I like the still fish more for walleye.
yeah. I like whatever bites on my line. You know that, right? It's me, right? Because I'm happy with what I catch.
Yeah.
So anyways, so you could use plastics for size plastic, 2 inches up to 4 inches, right? And then you go for pike, you go 5 and up. But you gotta watch it 5 and up, and then you go bigger, over 5, 6, 7, 8. That's for your muskies bait. But I've seen people caught muskie on a 6-inch bait a few times. on TVs and,
Yeah.
and videos, stuff like that. It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey,
maybe we should let them know what's going on with the internet
yes.
because
So
it's kind of in and out there.
yes,
Because I'm
because
at
my
camp
buddy
right now.
Constantino's at the camp. I'm at home like normal, and he's at the cottage on Starlink internet, and he's
Yeah.
having little issues.
Well, just today because there was like storms and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, we had a storm here too.
So I
We
might
had the
have
big,
to unplug it and replug it in just to get it realigned there.
yeah,
Because you never know, the wind might have moved it around there. So
true,
because
true,
it's a satellite dish, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
For the
then
most part, it's
and that
pretty
storm,
good. It's just today is just figure we're gonna do a live chat, live one, and yeah, it's giving me a little bit of glitches, but that's okay.
okay, I'm gonna let you
So
know,
we'll
guys.
do we'll probably do a little shorter than usual.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
and then there's the thing too, because a lot of internet out there, right, are different. And if you're streaming like we do every week, or we try to do every week, so some of the programs you want to use, they block it on you. The internet provider, they block it. I guess they don't like it. It's thinking it's like a spam or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. And they block it. You can't use it. And then
Well,
the day
basically, yeah.
the day he came to my place, he tried the program again with my internet. With my internet, he went, "Wow, I can see myself." Because the other one, I can't. I can hear him, but I can't see the video.
See the program that he's talking about. It's Streamlabs, and it's a thing called CollabCam. That's so that you can do like we're doing now. Is you can have somebody either on their phone or on a computer, tablet, whatever, and they can open up another their tablet somewhere else, and then you have more than one person, right? But the only problem is if you use Eastlink or use Starlink, they block the collab cam, the outgoing camera, so that whoever is on the other side, like whoever you invite, do not see your camera. Like you have it all set up and whatever.
Yeah,
But if you go to VNet, we were at Sean Boy's place that one episode, and we tried it, and guess what? I was able to see myself. So there's a restriction with their network that stops CollabCam from working.
yeah,
And then if you use like VPNs and all this bull crap, you end up, Disney Plus, Prime, and all them don't work because they don't like you using the minute they detect that you're using a VPN, even not for their stuff, they shut you down. Then they block your IP. So
yeah.
we had that issue uh, a while back when we were still Sunwire.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's bull because I pay good money for this internet, and if I'm using it just for streaming, it's not like I'm running a FTP server or a web server, you know, like or a video service,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I think it's both, right? I should be able to do this. I think with Starlink, it's not the fact that they block it; it's just how they use their net, how they connect to the internet.
Yeah. It's a satellite, right?
Whereas Eastlink, they block it because you have the exact same box for the internet, but you have a different box to connect your stuff to, like for the Wi-Fi and everything.
Okay.
You know? And I think it's still bullcrap. You know what I mean? So yeah, the next time we do this, we might end up both. We're probably going to both be here at the camp. So
Yes.
for the next time,
Yeah.
because
Next
I'm
week
here
will
till
be.
Thursday, and then Friday I go back to work, and then we're back here on Tuesday. Yeah.
And then you go back to work when?
So anyway, back to what we're talking about.
Okay. All right.
What?
So. Okay. So.
Did I stutter?
No. I just heard some commotion in the background, like somebody grabbing something.
Yeah, that's the.
So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Blame the way.
yeah. So talking about the baits in that for walleye and pike. Pike will bite anything because you know how pike are. They're greedy. They eat anything they see in the water, right? But they still prefer hockey jerk baits and stuff like that, big ones, right? I got a big one, but I don't use it much, and I don't know where it is. And it's red and it floats like stupid.
Oh, your wooden bait.
Yes, I got that from American from years ago. I used to camp at Peter Long years ago in my teens. I don't know where it is. It's probably in my burgundy bag.
Well, the thing is if you use it as a top water jig or lure,
yeah,
it'll work fine. You tried to make it sink. You put a bunch of sinkers on it, and it was bobbing up and down like it was a bobber.
yeah. So I'm thinking,
top water,
like you said, use it for top water. You catch pike, bass, muskie, and then other type of fish. So
yeah,
rock bass, any panty fish like rock bass, perch, crappies, bluegills, pumpkin seeds, all that. They're basically almost the same category as the same size. You can use floating jigs to catch them too because you put your weight at the bottom and the bait goes up for a bit, about this much off the ground, on the water, on the dirt, and it goes up. I caught a little perch last summer when Constego was working on the dock on his boat to get the wheels fixed, turning properly, and he got that working. So I lowered him in, and then bang, he took it. Just a little guy.
Yeah.
And the hook don't have to be big for them. No. I mean, I was happy because it was neat to catch them that big, that size, and I used this spoon, and I caught a rock bass on it. It's just the spoon is the size of for pike, walleye, maybe big Laker trouts, stuff like that, Lakers and trouts, big size trouts, and it works. Yeah. And Constego caught a 5-pound pike on that years ago. Was it the same one I used for my rock bass? And like I said, I didn't say it yet, but I'm going to say it now. If the fish is hungry, they're going to eat it. Because Constego caught fish before, and he says, "Wow, his eye's bigger than his stomach."
Yeah. So tomorrow, I might end up putting the boat in because I think the water is still pretty high.
Okay.
So it'll be the time to do it. In is a lot easier than out.
Yes. This year, did you say you have an idea this year? Better?
Yeah, I'm just going to use some block and tackle and some pulleys in the truck.
All right.
Because our biggest problem is using the come along, and then you go, and then it stops. Oh, we gotta pull it out, the thing out, but then you gotta try to stop the boat from rolling down. Because what we do, I'll probably take a video of the area there.
Yeah, we have.
Give me a second. I just gotta read.
Okay, we have PVC pipings on the ground for the boat goes off the boat launch.
No, it's not PVC.
It looks like it.
It's like PVC. It might be made out of PVC, but it's not PVC pipe. What it is the from Ecom there, the wood place there right behind TH.
Okay. Yeah.
You know that wrap that they wrap their wood in before they send it out. Okay, that wrap comes on a really big roll, and that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my dad knew some dude who knew that they were because they don't want them. They have to throw
He
them
knew a
out,
guy, but he knew a guy
so
that
they
knew a
were
guy.
getting rid of them. So my dad says, "Well, break. We'll take as many as we can." Yeah. So my dad knew somebody who worked. You know what I mean? And then they knew somebody that worked there
Uh-huh.
because basically, you know what I mean, my dad was doing stuff that the same thing that he could have worked over there and did the same stuff. You know what I mean? Because he worked on
Yeah.
the instrumentation, right?
Right.
So he probably knew some guy that.
Yeah. If you're talking, I don't hear you.
All right, sorry about that. That my internet went out a bit. So, so basically, they got to get rid of it. So if somebody's willing to take it, right, and the guy actually dropped it off too. My dad didn't even have to bring it. It was somebody else who brought it. So
Nice.
it's a, and ever since then, it's been a lot easier because before we used to just use plywood and put it up on there. But with the rollers, it's a lot easier. Sorry. But our problem is our come alongs aren't long enough. Like we would need actually two come alongs, one there, you know, and then we would have to make the other one tight and then loosen the other one and then tighten this one and you know what I mean? I mean, it would be a pain in the butt. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get a nice rope in between the like I'll have different connectors on each side and then put a like a pulley
Don't you have?
and then
Don't
I'll
you
have
have?
another pulley.
Do you have
Okay.
the? Do you have the thing on your bike?
Yeah, but I'm talking about with the truck. You know what I mean? Go big or go home, buddy.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Joke, man, joke. All right. So, and then with that, with the way the pulley is, right?
Yeah.
If you wrap it a couple of times, the more you do it, you don't move as far, but it's a lot easier. If you use enough pulleys or block and tackle or whatever, you can actually get you know, walk it over there. Like you can actually pull it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Depending on the size of your rope and everything. So if we'll get it to the point where we can get it move it, and then if the four wheeler is working properly, we can use the four wheeler. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and be a lot easier as long as we put the rollers on there. We're good,
Yep. Yep.
right? It's just getting it on the first set of rollers. Once we do that, it's gangbusters, man.
You know the thing is, we're working on the boat last summer. And we're trying to move the pipes, the piping underneath the boat, and his dog liked to stick her nose in it because last summer the squirrel went through the tunnel of the pipes because she seen it going in there. So now she taxes the pipes. Thinks they're still there,
I got the video on my TikTok. Yeah,
and then she's trying to do. And every time I try to move the pipe, she goes back at the pipe and she moves it with her paws out of our place. We want to put it. And you went, okay, girl, that's not. It's funny.
yeah. So I think that'll be the way we do it. I mean, and just a couple of pulleys,
Yeah,
really good raw rope, and we're good to go. I mean,
yeah. The rope we had at the
probably
dollar store, we thought it'd be good, and all right, but it's not a couple times.
wow, it's just what we had. So,
Yeah,
but if we go to Tool Town, we should be able to get a good decent rope for cheap. You know,
yeah.
no
You
reason
get
to
it.
spend millions of dollars on something. You know,
Yeah,
when we can do it on the cheap, right?
yeah,
And and then when you bring it in, like when you pull it out, depending on how high the water is, the higher the water, the better, because it'll float quicker. And then once
yeah,
you get it floating, you don't technically have to start the motor. You can just pull it to the dock. Because where I I mean, bring up the boat, it's on my
Before,
property,
yeah.
right? So, so I just
Okay.
bring it up on my property.
Before you guys ask questions about that, what he's talking about, he does not have a trailer for the boat. The pontoon. He doesn't have one. His grandmother bought it without the trailer. It's always
Just
stay
did
at
it.
the, it's always at the camp. It's always in the same spot every year.
Well,
Put it
they,
away.
yeah. Well, they thought buying the trailer would have been useless because of the fact that it's always at the cottage. I mean, hindsight 2020 there, but
Yeah.
um, I got another trailer that my dad bought. Used to be a boat trailer. Then somebody converted it to a regular trailer. Well, I want to convert it back to a boat trailer,
Cool.
and then that it's big enough and it should handle the weight. I
Yeah.
just got to empty the crap off of it there, but yeah, it's
So
like
you bring it to the boat launch, the beach,
yeah,
aka beach, and then you launch it, and then you go boom,
yeah, it'd be a heck of a lot easier. You know what I mean,
and then you just park it
and
whatever.
technically, I don't even have to really do the lights properly because we're just down the road.
Yeah.
And then when we get your dad's boat up and running,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
We've
all
seen that
nice
for
painted and whatever.
we've been saying that for
Okay.
years.
Yeah, I know. Takes
It'll
money
be,
then.
and then I know, but
I ain't rich, man. I ain't
no,
rich.
so it's time. It was time to do it, and other things pop up. You gotta do that first because the cottage comes first. Because you need water, you need electrical in there. Make sure everything's okay for the boss.
I'm the boss.
Don't tell your mom that. She look at you weird.
There ain't no boss. It's just
I know. I call her a boss.
we all work together. You know what I
So,
mean?
yeah. So,
But right
so,
now
so
I gotta do some fixing whatever, and then with the water. But I figure if we put the boat in the water first,
yeah,
it's it won't take too long. Maybe in a couple hours at the most,
yeah,
depending on how shallow the water is. It's because it's that dumb rock right there at the end. If we can get rid of that thing there, it'd be perfect.
well, your dog Zoe keep digging at it.
No, the big one, the big rock.
I'm saying she's digging at it too. I see her sometimes digging at it,
Yeah.
but she will never get it out. She will never.
Well, no, the thing's this big, but
If
so
we
yeah.
if we could, if we could put a horse on it, wrap it around, and then pull on it, and make come home. But we got to dig
Well,
because
if I could somehow make everything even, then it wouldn't be so bad.
yeah.
But
So yeah, how you say the water kind of high over there?
yeah, it's a little bit higher than usual. Yeah.
And then oh yeah, then the other thing we got to do too, eh? You get the farmer jacket out by the dock and jack it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a piece of board underneath, and I'm gonna put some U-bolts, and then I'm gonna bolt the thing, and then I want to bolt it this way, and then that thing won't go anywhere.
Yeah,
And we gotta adjust the one leg that's broken there. But if we do that there, and then I get a piece of triangle, kind of right in that corner, I might not need that leg.
cool.
So that's whatever. But all the other legs are all adjustable. And then we level it off, and then when they'll drop down and whatever with the weight there, and go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which means that you might actually have to go into the water. He might say he doesn't like it, but he does. You know that little kid there on the internet? Ah, boom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm
Yeah.
hearing.
OBS. OBS.
Yeah,
You see,
yeah.
you see that kid there? You get the needle in his arm and he's crying. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about, boys.
No.
You sent me that one.
then yeah.
The young kids are. He's there. He's crying. Mom's holding his hand. He goes, "Do it, do it, do it. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about." And he's still crying, but because he's a happy cry, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, we got a lot of things to do at the camp. I'm going to the camp, but usually I go to the camp. They let me do my job, is clean the brush out the pile brush. From all the years that we clean up the yard, and we put it in the
Wow,
pile.
we got to do that too. We got to clean up the area, and then you know, then the wife there, she cuts the grass. I got to see if I can get the riding lawnmower working there.
Yeah.
I'd like to get a zero turn. That would be awesome here.
Oh, I heard that they're great.
Oh, they are, man. I used one for the city.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they got seatbelts on those things for a reason. Because if you decide to brake turn and use the steering to turn there, the handle there,
Yeah.
yeah, they call it zero turn, and they're correct.
I never saw one. I never saw one, but I heard stories about it.
The city's got a couple there. When you see them cut their grass there, yeah.
I think oh no, not here. I was thinking housing. They use John.
They got a tractor, and the guy sorry, the guy would put grass on on the walkway after the wife would cut her grass, and then fucking she had to re-clean it.
Idiots.
Yeah. Some idiot. And he did the same thing with the snowblower. So I said, well, why don't we just wait, let them snowblow, and then we don't. You're not doing it twice.
True, it works.
No, that was back when I couldn't really shovel too much there.
Yeah. So I got this card. I went to the Native Center, Native Indigenous Day on Saturday for the day, and I had fun watching the people dance, people do the drummings, the singing, right? And all their yelling, screaming songs sound all like, but it means different. So this guy gave me a card, a Métis Nation card, right? It shows on here. I don't know if you can see it properly, right? It's so small. I will take a picture of it, try and make it big as best I can for the on the page, and then it shows walleye, crappies, largemouth bass. We don't have largemouth bass where we are. It's smallmouth. Got walleye, northern pike, and it tells you whatever 0.1 pounds. It's 14 inches. That's a great size to eating size. And then 15 inches is good. 18 inches, you throw it back in. But you're allowed 4 walleyes under 18 inches, and 3 under 18, 1 over. But I find the bigger ones you catch are, I find it salty to me. The bigger you get more saltier, I find. Because JC Contlego kept his walleye one time, and he goes, I don't want it. Here, Sean, take it home. Here, Sean, boy, take it home. So I did, and I find it a little salty because I think they're eating a lot of crayfish. They're salty, and leeches. They're salty.
Yeah, but it also depends on what you cook it with.
Yes, I just cook it with my normal basic flavors. Nothing else.
Cool.
So yeah, they tell you all the size, the inches and the size, and then if you just measure it length to length, tail to the head, pinch your tail a bit, and it tells you, and say, okay, it's 31 inches. 31 inches is 10.5.
Okay, so on a note of that, okay. So I was watching the video. I don't know how true it is, but the guy was saying that when you go to, catch your fish, and you put it in your live well,
Right. Yeah.
You should go. It has to be over a certain amount of certain length, or you're gonna get in trouble, right?
Yeah.
He is, and he says like 15 inch. I think he was talking 15 inches or something.
Yeah.
If you throw something just at 15 inches in your live well, when the ministry or the fish cop go measure it, you'll be under 15. So if
It's
you're
true.
gonna keep something, make sure you have some little over 15. That way, when they take it out of the live well,
Yeah.
or they measure it, it's gonna be still within regulation.
I don't want. I don't want to. I don't want to share the video.
I shared it to you.
I know you. I shared it first, and you shared it to me. I'm like, whoa. And I asked my buddies there, the big guys like Jim
No, I
McLaughlin,
shared it too.
Scotty Martin, and
Hmm.
Paul SCA, all of them.
Yeah,
And Jim says I should keep it half inch longer.
yeah, that's what the guy was saying because
Because
it shrinks.
I didn't even know that until I saw the video. I went, really?
I think if it's not, it's probably not in the live well. I think it will. Maybe it shrinks a bit to fit the live well. I don't know.
That's possible. Who
I
knows?
mean, okay.
I want to know if he's on the chain. You put it in the water. Is it go in the water outside the boat like most people do?
Well,
Before they
what you
shrink.
do is you do this and then you stretch them.
Come on, dude. Stretch. Stretch.
The fish cups are coming. Stretch, be stretch.
But in our luck, I never seen it. I never seen a game warden at your camp ever.
I'll be seeing it a couple times there.
I know you did, but I haven't. How long have I been going there since?
We've seen the ministry and then we also seen the OPP.
Yeah, I like your dad.
The pigs have landed. The pigs have landed. Yeah, sitting at the end of the dock there, we had these little two-way radios that we used to use before we had cell phones.
Yeah,
And, and then in order to communicate, like if we had an issue or something like that, then we can communicate any issues. Not that they would swim out there and help us, but that's besides the point.
yeah,
It's always nice to know, to let people know what's going on, right?
yeah.
And then he had the he had his radio, and he's sitting at the end of the dock, feet dangling off the dock there, and he looks over, and the OPP were putting their boat in the lake, and he's sitting there, and the pigs have landed, the pigs have landed, and then we're sitting there. Okay, I got this story, man. I probably said it before there, but
yeah, probably a lot of times, yeah.
so I got this story. Okay, so that was the time that I was fishing with my grandmother and my mother, and we the minnow pail. We had the foam rounded minnow pail, and then but we had it broke because we had it for like quite a few years. My dad and I went to Star Lake there, and went to White Birch, and the only thing they had was foam coolers. Well, that's what they got. That's what they got. Picked up some minnows, come back home, put the minnows in the foam cooler, and we're going out fishing. The cops were coming, the OPP was coming, and they stop, and then they ask if we're going to go fishing. So my grandmother turns around and says, "No." I'm going, "Why you say no?" We're going fishing. We got rods. We got we got a cooler that has minnows in it. I mean, yeah. So we went somewhere. We went fishing. We came back. We had a couple of fish. We put them in a box, a cardboard box. So like something, the old produce boxes there that no tops. Well, we had those.
Oh, the banana boxes. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So we put the fish in there. So the cop stops us again and says, "Oh, you caught some fish." I says, "Yeah." "Why don't you put it in the cooler?" My grandmother looks at him without missing a beat. Says, "Well, no, he'll eat all our minnows." So I'm driving, I was over 15 at that point. So I'm driving the boat. This is before the card there.
Yeah.
And the guy looks at me. He's like, I'm just smiling. Yeah, it's true because we had the minnows in the cooler. Because back in the day, there was a lot of people that would put fish in the cooler. Like your dad was one of them because I got his cooler, right? And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But because of the fact that the cooler had minnows in it, he didn't want the fish to eat the minnows. And if you don't think the fish would eat another minnow or fish while it's sitting in it after you catch it, we had one. We put it in the box and everything. We had a big pike or a fair sized pike, and we had a couple walleye, and we put it out in the back. And my nephew went to go check on them there, and the pike was eating one of the smaller walleye.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's sitting there, it's out of water, and it's still eating. So it happens, man. So yeah.
And sometimes you clean the fish.
Mhm.
They still have a span of a lifespan still, right? If you clean the fish the same day, like I do, right? If I'm fishing and I come home, I clean them right away because I don't want my apartment to smell like fish. So I clean it sometimes, and you can see the fin going. You can see it going this there, so still alive.
Yeah,
And I see,
we clean it the next day here.
yeah. So I seen, I think I shared a video or Con Lego sent it to me, and the guy caught catfish, and he gutted it out, the catfish out, he put it back in the water to wash it up, and they were still swimming.
Yeah, I don't know.
Demon
The only
fish.
time we really did that here was when we ran out of bait and we killed the fish so we
Remember
can
you
get
guys?
their eyes.
Oh, I remember those days. They're catching walleye after walleye in the bait, and now since they're doing that now, people are making soft plastic eyes, hard plastic spoon eyes for fishing. Or oh,
Yeah,
I look at Conch Lego one day. I said, buddy, he goes, what? We could make a fortune. It was eyes.
yeah, yeah. Well, we did the eyes because
It was soft, and
it works, man. I don't care what they say, it works.
that's why they make. That's why Northland makes the little eye spoons with the hook with the treble hook at the bottom, and it works.
I think it all has to do with the smell. I mean,
Yeah,
you get to a certain point when it's dark enough, they can't really see.
no,
I don't think so, but hey, what do I know? I'm not a fish.
no, and
You know,
then does anybody know the difference between a leech and a bloodsucker?
leashes are flat and bloodsuckers are round.
Brown. That's right.
Round.
Yeah, brown.
No, round. Tube.
No.
Yes. The ones here are. The leeches are flat and they kind of fly through the water.
Yeah, like this there. Yeah, like this
And
there.
then the bloodsuckers here are different colors. You got your normal brown, but we got big red ones here. Like
Well,
my mom was swimming. Like my grandmother was rowing there, and my mom was
yeah.
swimming beside her. And then she had this long one, right on her leg. Well, her leg is like she's a short woman, so anything is long, right? But
Um.
but she had a
Um.
big one on her leg, and it was red.
Apparently, that leeches don't suck your blood. They don't suck your skin, but
Yeah, they
bloodsuckers.
do,
I was told you don't. That's why people can grab them out of the bucket, like I do. I grab them on my hand. I go, okay, I take that one, put the rest back in.
dude. I got a mark on my leg from a leak. We
Okay.
were over by the
The stairs.
creek, by the
Okay.
creek, and I was standing in the water in the creek, moving some logs and stuff like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's making me go. You can always keep that thing. You don't have to throw it out. like the other one. So if you end up feeling the same way, then you can just change that. Anyway, sorry about that.
No problem. The wife just
So
asked the questions.
no, um, or was I? Okay, so we were moving some logs and stuff, right? And when I got home, I come to change, and I had a leech on my leg, and then I pulled on it because it was stuck to my leg, and then I got a brown mark on my leg that I've had since I've been my early like 10, 11, something like that.
Okay.
Because yeah, the bloodsucker was, I mean, the leech was stuck in on the. And back then we had the fireplace there in the steam bath,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So I pulled it off, opened up the fireplace because we were making hot water, threw it in the front, and then you hear it sizzle there. We used to have a lot more bloodsuckers in our beach area because um, we have like where we are. Our camp is right on the lake.
Yeah.
I mean, the government still owns the first 60 feet there,
Yeah.
but it's because back in the day they were thinking uh, they might want to do an access road on closer to the lake, but they decided to do it at the back.
Yeah. So I just asked that question because leeches are best bait for fishing, and the other ones, the red ones, are and then they're not good for bait. I don't
Well, I
think.
don't think bloodsuckers would be good because try putting that on your hook when it's trying to suck on your arm. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
but
On
leech.
your hand.
I grab a leech in my hand, and people. I remember a friend of ours. Well, we could say a so-called friend, right, Mr. Mayor, right?
Yeah.
He's more of a acquaintance now because I haven't seen him in a while, and he bought leeches, and I went fishing here because he had to go home for the kids from school, pick them up because his wife is worked for the school board.
All right.
So he picks them
So
up. He gave me the leeches. I grabbed in there. The lady beside me, looking at me, going, "Are you afraid you're gonna suck your fingers?" Nope. And I took the hook, put it right into their the pad there. You had there for sucking pad. Put that in there, and if you put it in the water, if it curls, that means it's not good that day for the fishing. If you put it in the water, then you take it out, put it back in. If you stretches out, start swimming away, that means it's good.
is that what they say?
That's what I seen the video of it a while back. I try and look for that video.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we
It's a
don't
good.
have too many leeches around here, but we
Yeah,
have a lot. We used to have a lot of bloodsuckers in our. And then what we have is we keep the salt by the lake, and then every so often you do the bloodsucker check. And
yeah,
then if you have one, you just come on shore and then they put salt on, it falls off, and then you go back in. But we haven't really had bloodsuckers in our beach area for like quite a few years.
even the big water spider, you don't see much anymore like we used to.
No,
E- e-
I think it's because there's too many boats and they kick up too many waves.
what about the water beetles? Like little people, little guys.
Well, I bet you there's some right now because it's pretty calm. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably don't see them. It's a little windy, but not too bad. Like it was storming pretty good earlier today.
It was your two. It was your two, Carnival.
I mean, the thunderstorm pretty well came over our head there. So
Yeah, we
when I
got a few.
got here, I said, "Well, I ain't going outside to do any work. Cause you know, I mean, all I
Yeah,
need is to be in the middle of where the trees are, where the pump is, and get hit by lightning."
I was sitting outside, and it started spitting, and then I walked through the door come in the building in the back.
Yeah, it was on and off all day. That's pretty well.
Man, it was 37 today in town.
With the humidity, yeah.
Oh, that is, it was 27. What was the humidity? And after 10, so it's 37.
Well, it was humid. I mean, real humid. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't want the dog to be outside that long.
No.
Overheat, man. They overheat.
You gotta drink a lot of water with that poor girl.
So, like she's laying right beside me.
Yeah.
All excited to be at the cottage.
Oh yeah, she's free at the bird.
So we got our new collar.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That pink one we got, and then it's a little purplish one there, and then we got her a new leash, which is 6 feet there.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then we put then we got the flea tick and mosquito whatever collar there.
Yeah.
We bought these collars. It came in 2, and it was in the metal pin from Amazon.
Oh, nice.
So we put it on her because she's gonna be here more often. Like we'll be here till Thursday, and then after my next run, we'll be here for 2 weeks.
So in 2 weeks, when you go back after 2 weeks?
Whenever. I gotta go to town to do an appointment, and I also get paid on that Friday. So
we'll I got an appointment on the 14th.
You put him back?
Eh?
You're gonna have to cancel. That's all. No, don't worry about it. It's not for the on here to deal with that. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. So, anyways. So yeah. So the fishing season at the podast now is coming on her, and I've been tagging, not tagging, but sharing videos of these tournaments coming up in Timmins here, coming up, like the Walleye Trail, Northern Ontario Walleye Trail, and constantly seen a few pictures of it, what I shared, the weigh-ins. Man, they got nice big walleyes out in Gogama First Nation.
Yeah.
Matagi First Nation. Man, they got nice walleye. And I can't say the name of the lake. I gotta try, but I'm gonna butcher it.
Probably.
It's mystical water, miss something. I give up. Right? It's a mystical. It's a native name, right? And it's not far from your brother-in-law's camp.
Yeah, the reserve.
Batogamy Lake. It's not far from Batogamy Lake either.
Yeah, because you got the reserve out there.
So then after I saw another one, and Dumerville, something like that. A kid, two young anglers, got top anglers, a young female and a young male. I am so stoked about that. I love it. We see kids come up in the charts.
Oh.
The boy caught 8 pounds something on his walleye. The female got 7 something on her walleye.
Oh boy. Always going outside.
Yeah, you get excited.
Are you not just gonna let her run free?
No.
So yeah. So it was fun to watch the tournament on Facebook Live, and I'm glad you had. I'm liking a lot the Facebook Live, a lot more and more now, because you don't see stuff. They usually post pictures, they do a little video off camera, right? Video, and then they post it after. And this is now they do a live and then show the weigh-ins. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's for sure.
I did one tournament. Well, I tried to do 2 tournaments, and then the ice fishing one, it was an epic fail. Yeah,
well, it would have been a lot easier if your ice auger would have actually worked.
Yeah, and then
And no one then.
And then I went to another ice fishing tournament with Mark and Dan,
Uh,
Mr. Mayor and Mr. Essier. So I went with them, and Dan lost his rod and reel. He need to put it in the holder, in the rod holder. He just stuck it in the snowbank, and then all we hear was doop, because the fish took it.
there you go, Dan it.
So we said either the fish took it or it just fell in because it was
It
on the
probably
holder.
just no one Dan's luck.
So that year on the tournament, I went. I think it was 2018. I went or 17. I can't remember. So I went. I got my biggest pike. It was at the time it was for something. And then this little girl came in right after me. She weighed hers 715. I went, damn girl. I gave her a fist bump and congratulated her because I'm happy for her. Took me out. She took me out off the list.
Yeah, no doubt, eh?
So I'm happy for kids, more for myself, because the kids is the next generation to keep this sport going. Get off your Xbox and then go fishing. It's a therapy.
Yeah.
And people ask me, why do you sit in a boat for hours and then we'll catch nothing? I
Why
said,
not?
get away from town, get away from this, get away from here, get away from this, and it's a therapy. And when the fish do bite, you get excited. I used to kind of giggle because anybody know Dave Mercer? Okay, you know how Dave Mercer is. Contact don't like him. He likes him, but without his hyperness, he's fine.
Well, at first it looked like it was fake. You know what I mean? Fake it, hyper. I mean, there's being
Me,
hyper and happy, and then there was him.
yes, and then that's how I can explain it. But me is a little different because my legs get my feet goes like this together on my shoes like this. My feet, I got a fish. Fish goes, you got a bite, eh? Yeah, how you tell? Your legs going nuts.
Hello.
Now I'm not as bad like I used to be.
Mom says hi.
Hello.
Yeah, we're doing a little bit there because the internet is not really as good as. I mean, not really good today there. But I mean, we just figured we'd do throw something out there. Lisa and Zoe are outside. That was my mom. She stayed here at the camp all summer.
Yeah.
I wish.
You
But
know,
anyway,
sometimes I wish I had my license. Right.
mhm.
This is Council say, okay, come to the cottage, go there, do my appointments, come back to the cottage. I will
Yeah.
do that. I will do that. I would, but I don't feel comfortable driving. That's just me, I guess.
Well, no, if you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel comfortable. That's it.
So I drove a boat a couple times with my old friend before he passed away. He go, oh, you got your boat license now. Here, take the wheel. I'm like, really? And it wasn't a big lake. It was just a small one, like Snake Lake.
Did you
I,
break his line too, or at the same time, or what?
no, I didn't break it, but I left the motor up. I untangled it. It wasn't a wheel. It was more of a hand prop.
Okay.
And I have to back up. It's one of those old motors. You back up. You got to take the handle and wrap it
Mhm.
around so you go back up.
Mhm.
One of those like 80s, 70s, 80s motor, and it works better. And then he has a Coleman motor
Mm-hmm.
in his garage for you bought it a King Tire and then never used it.
Yeah, well,
It's one of those guys, one of those people buy things for fishing, all that. It's not a need. No, it's not a want. It's a want, not a need.
yeah, exactly.
So your baits, you go for walleye fishing, 2 inches to the 4 inches lengths. Hard bait, soft bait, and then 6 to 7 foot long rods to use. And minnows is between medium to large. You go large, you get a pike because I caught a pike with a large one that year off the dock.
Yeah.
So other than that, it's what you're going for. You don't have to be a big hook to catch fish. We talked about that in the past a lot of times. And we do our things. We troll a lot with spoons and crankbaits, and then we get to our spot. We anchor down to our favorite spot, and our go-to jigs. White. This last year was white. This year, I don't know what it's going to be.
We'll find out, eh?
Yeah, it could be black. It could be purple. Did you know? When the purple drops to the bottom and goes further, it turns black?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm amazed.
Because there's no the sunlight, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, I think we'll leave it at there for this week there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
do better now. Right now.
Doing a little better. There's a couple of hiccups, but I think we'll leave it at
Yeah.
that.
I apologize for the hiccups and all the lagging stuff. I apologize.
Yeah. It'll get better. Oh, look at that. All right. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that for this week. The next week will probably be a little bit different. Maybe we'll actually go be outside.
Maybe,
If it's nice outside, we'll be outside.
maybe be on the deck on the swim table,
Yeah.
or in the pontoon.
Yeah. There's a cat around here somewhere. Okay. So yeah.
The dog had fun with the cats.
No, the dog's outside. The one cat had to follow. I wanted to make sure mom didn't run away.
Oh, that Puff.
No, oh, I thought.
Anxieties. The dog got anxieties. The cat got anxieties because mom's gone.
No. Cat's a
Hey,
little whiner.
mom's not there. I gotta follow her. Make sure I don't lose her.
Cat's a little whiner, usually.
And the other one is just, oh well, she'll be back. You know.
Well, sometimes they both meow. Let me look at the dog.
Please just say. Grandma has words for you.
Anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment on everything.
Exactly. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a great day.
Have a great night and take care from now. And see you next week. And Sean Boy out.